What's going on, y'all? Okay, as you see, I have the front window cut out. This is a solid body. This thing is bigger. This thing's heavier than the shredder. Even though the shredder's smaller, it's full of diamond line on both sides. This feels still a little heavier. It's definitely thick, so I'm happy with that. So you see the camera, I got the perfect height. Everything's, half the things in here you'll see when I take the body off are just setting so I could get my distances and whatnot and my correct heights, kind of where I'm gonna get it. They're not exact, they're not mounted. So this is the height that I want and everything and how far back I'm gonna want it set and all that. This is perfect right here, man. Not having these humps. I mean, just look at that. Look at the difference in that low silhouette. Great if you're bashing without an FPV. I mean, they didn't have any of that in mind when they built this, obviously, but that is just so horrible. This is just, I'll be able to see straight. I should get a good view, like, I should be able to see, like, you know, just 1 foot in front of me instead of 20 feet versus that. So I'm happy with that, how that is. So let me take the body off. I love how the body is all perfect. Okay, so what I got going on here is, like I said, this might have to be raised up a hair. I just got it set, but there's a hole down here where it's going to drill through this foot. But I just have it set, and this is the right height. I might have to mess with the angle. This is my temperature gauge for the motor, okay? I have other ones that are got the battery in them that are ready to go right now and all that, but this is like plain Jane. It works and it's cool, but I want to do this. This is like got color. This is only in Celsius. You can't change it. So it says the temperature in Celsius on the bottom corner, right? On the bottom corner. And then there's this gauge up here that's like blue, orange, and red as it gets hotter and hotter. You know, the gauge changes color. So it's pretty cool. And of course, that's not battery powered. I got a Connect power. And, you know, same thing as the other one. You got the end here that I'll zip tie. I'll wrap a zip tie and it'll go to the bottom of the motor right here, this sensor, how I had it before. So that's how that setup's going. This is pretty much the distance and the height as you see the camera, that the camera's gonna be set up. I'll wrap all these in shrink. I'll put the shrink wrap around these for the wires, you know, for splicing wires and all that over this, so this will look clean. Same thing with this, so this will look clean. I might brace this more. These are kind of thin. I don't want this wobbling. So I might run a rod in there with it or something, you know, so it doesn't wobble as much. But I'll figure, if this wobbles too much, I'll figure something out. But somehow I need to mount, I need to take these two, what do we got here? See these two mounting bolts, and I'll make a bracket going across that this foot connects on with bolts, but no big deal. If I have to do some gluing or whatever with some good rubber cement or something really strong, then I will. These diff covers are cheap. So, all right, what's next? All right, so I got that same mounting bracket that was on the Creighton, my 8S that I had up here, that I had mounted up here. So since I'm not FPVing that anymore, I'm gonna use it on here. And all I did was drill 2 holes on the bottom angle here to run the zip ties through, and that's good, that ain't going nowhere. And of course, boom, it connects right over here to my U-back that's also zip tied right here. This is a 20 amp U-back that's adjustable from 5, 6, 7.5 to 9 volts. I got it on 7.4 volts, which is going to run my VTX and the fans and the camera, VTX fans and camera. But as you see, the VTX right here is mounted on the fan. The mounting holes for the VTX are almost the same as the 40mm fan here. So I ran a zip tie through it. And on this side, I have the other threaded post like I have here. It's threaded on both ends that I use for the antenna. I just made one of these holes a hair bit bigger that was for the other battery tray I'm not using, and just set that post to it and put a screw through the bottom. So that's on there nice and tight. All I have to do is I'm gonna use this right here and some kind of another mounting bracket coming off. No, that's right, I forgot. I was gonna do something there, but what I think I'm gonna do is, just like I have a bracket coming off here, I'm gonna make one just like that for here and put a hole in the other end so I can mount this, and then I'll be able to just screw my antenna on. Boom, boom, boom. I'll just be able to drop you know, I have another hole right here, and that's the only thing that I will have to mess with as far as hooking something up besides just putting the body on. But I'm pretty much figured I could drop it through the hole, and before I attach the body, there's plenty of room on my longer one. The longer Fox here one. I got that longer Fox here somewhere. I don't know what I do with it, but yeah, that one's longer. What the did I do with it, man? I'm tripping out, man. I'm tripping out. I don't know, but that one will pretty much stick out about as high as the roof, and it's flexible, so if it flips and hits, it'll bend. So that's cool. And now I'm getting aggravated because I can't find that damn antenna. I was just looking at it, but oh well. So yeah, oh there it is. It's right here. Yeah, so I'll just be able to drop it. It's plenty long enough. I'll just drop it down the hole right down there, wherever it's mounted, and just go from underneath, lift the body up and so yeah, not too much. That's not too bad. As far as the light system, I'm not going to concentrate on that. I'm going to leave a plug. When I run this, I'm going to split this into 4 plugs, and they're going to be one empty one for the light. One's going to be going to the 2 fans. One's going to be going to the VTX and the camera together. Oh, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, and one's going to be going to the power to this. That's 3, and the 4th one's going to be open for when I do the light system. So that is pretty much the setup, man. This rotates a little. I might put some double-sided tape or something on the bottom to keep it still there, or I could change the angle and kind of move it in this corner where it doesn't want to move. But yeah, I'll figure something out. It is pretty solid, and the power buttons over here to change the power settings. So yeah, I'm happy with this, man. So I'm about done for the night. Pretty much have it set, everything laid out how I'm gonna want to lay it out. I just got to make the mounting brackets tomorrow, maybe later on or whatever. Sometime this week for sure. I'll drill the holes and use the holes that are already here for some of the little mounting brackets to mount this stuff. So yeah, not too hard. And then when I make the bracket for the ESC coming off here, it's just going to be a straight bracket coming straight off. It's going to be an L at the end here, so I can hold this other fan. Just like that, put the other fan on there, so that same bracket will hold this. And these fans are quiet. I had them on at 7.4 volts just to make sure they were powerful enough, and they're plenty good enough to keep this stuff cool, and they barely make any noise. So it should definitely keep the temps down 10 degrees or so, which I'm gonna need here in Texas in the summer. So yeah, another thing, I got the extensions for these to reach over there. What else? Now, if this isn't fast enough on 4S, because I did pick up a little weight, but this little weight is probably good because this is pretty squirrely. I probably picked up almost another pound with the battery and, you know, the other electronics for all the FPV stuff. But an extra weight is probably good because this thing was squirrely. Even though it didn't wheelie, it would just like go nuts. So that extra weight will probably keep it a little bit more planted. I do have the shock oil. I will put shock oil in these and fill them up with the 40 weight once I get my spacers situated. But yeah, if this isn't fast enough, I will move this up to 6S, man. I'll get a Max 8 combo and bump it up to 6S. Probably have to change my pinion because I think they come with a 2200 kV or something. I can't remember what KVs, a couple different KVs. So I probably have to bump my pinion back down a little bit. But yeah, man, if this isn't fast enough, which it should be for now, but eventually I'm probably still gonna put the Max 8 in there anyway, or maybe even better. And then when I do that, I'm gonna have to get the is it the blackout? The 8E or whatever model it is with the motor mount with half the diff attached to it that's alloy. I'm gonna get that because that'll bolt right up to here. All I have to do is drill the hole out a little bit for the diff cup, actually, for the diff cup to go through on the for the center diff, but that's about it. And then the other side will still be plastic, but I'll figure something out. That's if I upgrade, when I upgrade to the 6S. But for now, how this is good. I should be happy for a while with this. Hopefully this doesn't last. I didn't do too much damage. When the wires were coming out the other night, it was arcing and sparking and shit. So, all right, man, this is pretty much my setup. I know it looks like shit right now. All these wires are gonna be ran nice. Everything's gonna be loomed. Most everything's gonna be loomed. So I just wanted to show you all the setup, how everything's pretty much gonna be setting, my distances and heights of how it's gonna be. And yeah, man, that's it. Like I said, it's gonna be linked into the steering servo again. So the camera, so I'll be able to see with it. Maybe if I get bored and I want to try the head tracking for the first time, I'll put that servo stretcher in there that allows me to go from 45 degrees each way to 90 degrees each way, and I can look directly left and right. And then I'll use the head tracking, because this has the head tracking built in. Like I said, head tracking and all that. I can assign it to one of my channels on my radio link. See right here where it says DSC, that's like a training port. I have that exact cable that goes from an S video to this, and you can assign that to like this middle one right here. You put it in a neutral position, and that'll be like channel, whatever channel it is on here. Say channel 4. So channel 4 will be my head tracking. I keep that neutral, and then I set it up through, and wherever I move my head back and forth, this will move with it, and I can get the full left and right. So eventually I might do that. I want to. It's just the aggravation of the complication is setting it up. So at least I have the capability and I can mess with it. And I got another SIM. Hopefully this card is good for my my built-in DVR. That's another thing I can't get to work with this. I have it all and it records, but for some reason it hasn't been recording. It's saying it's a certain type of chips it needs or whatever. But all right, I'm gonna shut up. That's about it. I'm making good progress. I'll get this all wired up soon enough and these last few little brackets made. And man, in a few weeks I should have this going. The hardest thing is gonna be my shock, the spacers that I need in here. But I'll get that figured out. And this will just be a fun Frankenstein card to mess with. Hopefully the disc will hold up, or at least hold up for a while to make it worth messing with. And yeah, man, that's about it. So I'm gonna shut the hell up. There's my update. If you subscribe, thanks for subscribing. If you don't, you should. And I hope everybody's staying safe out there. Everybody's at least enjoying time with the family and not stressing out. And that's about it, man. Y'all have a nice night.